Hey!
The second day of my trip covered 470 kilometers, completing the Celtic Shores Trail and almost the entirety of the Cabot Trail. But first I had to enjoy a coffee while taking in this view one last time.
Oh. What is that? We are off.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
I think I may have made it about 100 yards before experiencing my first taste of Chinese quality.
I'm not in Murdochville. GPS thought I was in Quebec. Close.
Looking back, I have no idea why I cared what the GPS said anyway. All I had to do for the next 2 hours was follow the trail that I was already on. This former rail bed is 92 kilometers long, beginning just north of the Canso Causeway and running all the way to Inverness. It is heavily trafficked though, so be mindful of walkers, joggers, horses, and whatever else you may come across.
Thank you.
I don't recall why that third lady didn't get a thank you, but maybe I was sidetracked by the scenery.
Wow.
ADHD moment in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, look at the blue heron.
I honestly can't describe how enjoyable this trail was, so check it out, but don't be a goon and ruin it for everybody.
So cool. Unreal. Wow.
Shortly after reaching Inverness, I picked up the Cabot Trail, and I was ready to make my first stop of the day just outside Shetty Camp.
A little rougher than I thought it would be.
This lake was created when an open pit gypsum mine was abandoned. It's a good spot to take a picnic, have a swim, and you can climb up the side of a cliff to get a good view. One perk to arriving here on a motorcycle is that you can bypass the parking lot because it's a four-wheeler trail. Not everybody appreciates that though.
Sorry.
I must have spooked that lady with my overbearing stock exhaust. So now back on the road, I entered the Cape Breton Highlands National Park, which is the meat and potatoes section of the Cabot Trail. The twisty roads, along with their ocean views, make this a bucket list ride, and I'm very fortunate to be able to ride it every year. Overall, the little monkey did alright, but she did struggle to hold 50 kilometers per hour up the North Mountain. But she did make it to the top, and now I had gravity on my side to cruise down. So here I am cruising down the mountain at the same speed I would take on pretty much any bike. And I have to note that earlier in the day, my action camera sheared itself off of its mounting point, so I'm holding my camera in my left hand while I clutchless shift and drag foot pegs around the corners on this little tiny bike. Not the safest thing I've ever done, but probably not the most dangerous either. Oh my god, am I about to overtake a oh, he's pulling into his driveway.
Holy.
My next destination was the most northern point in Nova Scotia that you can reach by road, Meat Cove. In all my previous trips through Cape Breton, I had never been here. It turns out that was always a mistake because the views are incredible. The last 8 kilometers into Meat Cove is a combination of dirt and a little bit of pavement on some hills and corners, and the road can get a little rough with washboard, but overall, you can get here with any bike, any car, no problem.
Holy. Wow. Jesus. What's that? Well, randomly, there's random chunks of pavement, and that wasn't that bad. Yeah. It was just this last little section here that really had some holes, and the washboard in a couple spots was like...
Now, while part of me wants to laugh at the thought of a BMW GS rider being the first to comment on the state of the road while I rolled up on what is basically a street-legal children's toy, I had a great conversation with the gentleman from New England. So much so that I didn't even think to take a single photo or video, and my drone only recorded its landing sequence, so the only footage I have of Meat Cove is from miles away.
Absolutely beautiful.
Oh well, it gives me an excuse to go back next year. So after heading back towards civilization along the semi-paved, semi-dirt road, I took another detour from the Cabot Trail to the small community of Dingwall to check out a lighthouse. Now, I was about to question the usefulness of such a short lighthouse sitting on someone's lawn some distance from the actual coastline, but I soon realized that this lighthouse was relocated here when it was decommissioned.
For the lens.
Oh, cool. I just want to put it out there that I'm for hire if anybody wants a professional cameraman for their motovlogs. I need new mounts. Anyway, one recommendation I have if you're going to do the Cabot Trail is to either turn off at Neils Harbor or South Harbor and take the unofficial loop. There's nicer views, and most importantly, there's less traffic, so you avoid lineups like this. That's right. Even while riding the slowest vehicle on the road, you will get stuck behind a line of traffic at some point. Oh well. Getting stuck behind a line of cars allowed me to take in the scenery at a slower pace and absorb it more, and it also saved the bottom of my foot pegs. After getting down off the mountain and crossing the Englishtown Ferry, I had to cut inland onto some dirt roads to avoid the Trans-Canada Highway, because the monkey just doesn't have enough power. By this point, a long day, a lack of power, rear tire almost being bald, getting tired. I think I might have been going insane.
These stock tires are a whole lot of terrible, whole lot of terrible, whole lot of terrible. Holy me! As long as this hill.
With the sun getting lower, I was trying to figure out where to spend the night, and I ran into somebody I knew.
It has been a long day. I'm over 500 a day, yeah. I don't know where I was gonna stop. I was gonna that picnic park back there. If I won't get kicked out, I was gonna go camp there. It's the only reason why I slowed down and saw ya.
So after a short conversation, they headed to their hotel, and I hid behind this bush in a provincial picnic park. Following morning, I struggled to get off the wet grass on the lawn with my almost bald tire, and as soon as I left the picnic park, it started to rain, so I didn't even turn my camera on. I just flew the last 490 kilometers home, and overall the bike fared well, except for maybe the chain.
Chain's only a little loose after all that. Jeez, it's tired. Wow. Okay.